welcome everyone. I want to call this meeting to order, almost on time. And let's go to we've called to order number 1. Number 2, regular agenda. We'll receive staff recommendations and public input and deliberate and take formal action on A, consider approval of the minutes from the October 27th, 2025 special meeting. Did everyone look over the minutes? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
I just noticed that, Colin, you said brief. Brief is a word we could use, but that's okay. I'm messing with you.
Make a
Colin
motion, we
gave
accept the minutes, how about that?
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yep. Oh, that was fast. I think you made it.
Yes.
Will.
Okay, can I get a second?
Yes, I second.
Okay, thank you, Will.
Thank you.
All right,
That's okay.
all in favor of the minutes? All right. Let's go with B, advise on a proposed fixed base operator agreement for aircraft rental, including consideration of any related variance request with Milam 6 LLC. So, Colin, is it just the regular bathroom? No bathroom variance?
Correct.
or-
This FBO agreement is structured just like the last one we did for Mr. Shives, which does include request for a variance to the ordinance required office and bathroom.
Okay.
So you guys will take off your airport board hat for a minute, consider that variance, and then as the airport board of adjustment, and then you'll put your airport board hat back on, if you will.
Okay, so do we want to discuss it? Does anybody have anything to say about it?
I don't know
John?
anything about it, so, other than what I read, so.
Okay, I mean, it's just like the last one we did, the $50 a month, and unless you want to do the 1,200 gallons of fuel, same thing, exactly that.
Yep.
we
Yeah,
got.
and I understand, I don't know anything about the parties.
Oh, they're the
Oh, okay.
center group people.
Yeah, it's a group out of Center who's put wants to put a 172 on the field. It's actually here, and
It's already here,
it's already here,
the red one?
the red and white
Okay.
one, and been very active. That they would like to keep it here. It's going well, and so we're going to try to get them under an agreement for that.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's been very good, been very active.
Okay.
So
Sounds good to me.
No other questions for me.
I'm in favor.
Taylor?
Good thing.
Jason? Will? Okay, do you need us to vote on that? Or it says advise, what do you want from us?
Board of Adjustment, we gotta approve the variance, I guess.
Okay. So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, Ricky? Do I have a
I'll second.
All right, John, second. All in favor of the variance? Get all that, Colin? Okay, we're moving on to C, advise on the regulations and leasing of sign panels on the airport sign at Highway 7.
Do they have a copy of this, Colin?
Yeah, well, I did.
Has everybody seen the proposed regulations? Okay. This started, I guess, a year or so ago, because there was no formal procedure for managing the sign. So I came up with talked to Colin, I came up with the list, and then Colin massaged it and made some changes, and this is what we've come up with. But it just gives the airport manager a formal, apolitical set of rules to manage the sign. So if there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay, so history of the sign, I don't really know. Like, did the city
It's-
purchase it,
It
or?
was started when Mary was here.
Okay,
There's, as you probably know, there's 2 panels in it right now that are, they're long gone.
right.
Of course, John Mass did one, and then the Civil Air Patrol did one, and they would be grandfathered under the old rules.
Ricky,
So then they would,
did the 4 businesses on the sign fund the sign, basically?
Yes,
Do you remember?
everybody paid.
okay,
an initial fee
Gotcha.
to get, and, well, I think the city did the structure, but there was a fee to put their panels in originally. But it was just, it was a one-time fee.
Okay.
And of course, I know
Yeah,
for a
kinda,
fact, when
yeah.
John did it, he was hoping it would be a perpetual fee, cause he wanted to help fund the airport, and
Yeah,
that was his
okay.
reason for doing it, but.
Well, I guess the reason I ask, I didn't know if the first participants helped, like, put the sign up, and that was the 3-year grandfathering.
Well, no, the only reason we did that is because that was the agreement when they put their sign up.
Okay, 3 years seemed like a lot to me, I
Yeah,
just wanted to
yeah.
know where it came from.
That was the reason behind putting that in there. Is
Okay.
Because we're changing the agreement on them.
I got you. Okay. Then that sounds reasonable. Taylor?
No, I read through it. I don't have any issue with it. I think it's good to have some sort of agreement, black and white, to where the city or the airport can manage the sign.
I agree.
Question, so is there gonna be some uniformity between the manufacturing of the signs? Is it, so they all look
Well,
similar or the
I think
same?
they have to be approved by the airport manager, so, it needs to be approved, so I'm sure Colin will make sure they look good.
But there's not a single place that's gonna be doing the manufacturing of the signs, like Barnesville or?
We haven't designated a single place. It does has to be professionally designed and manufactured and installed and maintained. If you guys want to see each one before we do it, you could offer that advice to us. It's not really written, and it says that all prospective tenants are subject to Airport Advisory Board review already. So, but it doesn't mandate it. If you want to tweak the language, we can. But
I mean, you need something to do, Colin.
right.
I'd rather not get in the business of choosing a company around town to do it.
I just thought that might be the case.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of signs around, like the parks and whatnot, that are all uniform, that the city does it.
Right.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Are you gonna remove like companies that don't exist anymore from?
Yeah, that's part of the regulation, yes. Yes.
That's some of why this is happening now to you.
Yeah.
We've
Once
been
this is
talking about it for a while, and now it's coming to fruition, so yes.
Yeah, once this is enacted, then they would be not eligible to have that, and I'd contact them and let them know, and
And there's like a hierarchy of who can be next and who can be next. It's well written, by the way. I thought it was done very well. So, yes, to get off some of the old ones and keep them fresh.
I had a question,
go
Ms.
ahead.
Kathy. I don't know what the going rate is for sign space like this with other airports, but a rate of $365 annual rent. Do we anticipate that just staying set at $365 in perpetuity? Like, as we anticipate the growth of the airport over time, do we ever intend to increase that? And is that something we can do if there are a lot of businesses that want to put their sign up front?
I mean, it is pretty inexpensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's $1 a day, and probably some of these billboards, but.
I say let's get the sign filled up, and then we'll start going
Yeah,
up on it.
I mean, I agree with you. I think it is very minimal.
I think the original
but-
agreement was to have the sign pay for the electricity at least.
Yeah,
before.
agreed. Yeah, just to have it up. I'm sure initially it was like, let's get a sign. They had never had a sign. So, and moving forward, that is something to consider. But then when we get the new entrance,
Yeah, it's gonna have to,
that's gonna not be a big deal.
Right,
So, there's part of that as well.
Because we can
Which I know
always
that's-
revisit the fee.
Yeah.
We can always come back.
Yeah,
can
that's
adjust that pretty easily.
it's kind of an arbitrary fee. It's up for. I mean, if you got advice on that fee, that's I'm
Yeah,
here to
yeah.
listen. Whatever
sir.
y'all want there, and we can revisit that fee at
Yeah.
any time and as demanded. If I really am maintaining a waiting list, that might tell us all we need to know about maybe investing in a second sign, and we can revisit the fee for that.
Agreed.
Let's
I
get it
I
filled
like
up
that.
first.
Yeah, I'd like to get it refreshed.
Yeah.
If you will.
Let's see what the demand is, and if it's overwhelming, we'll meet again about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
right.
motion that we approve as written.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Ricky.
Who seconded that?
Jason.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to task D, advise on development of airport facilities and infrastructure. Colin, is that you?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So we want to start having now that our airport layout plan is complete and at the FAA for review. We want to start to identify our priorities and see if we can start chipping away at them. In staff discussions, and some stakeholders involved in those discussions, it's become apparent that the proposed terminal project, as illustrated and as estimated by cost estimates of that project, are quite high, and so as we weigh that and seek funding, the realization is that it's going to take longer than some of us wanted to take to try to find that money, and especially if we're waiting on the grants. We're still working on that project as far as I'm still trying to acquire the land. I think we have a verbal agreement with the landowner. We've presented all the documentation to TxDOT Aviation, and they've concurred on the various transactions that are going to take place with that, and have passed it on to the FAA, and that's where it is now. Because of the some of the property involved with this and the trading that's going to go along with it was originally federally funded, were required to get FAA approval for these transactions. So that's in the works. So we're still working on it, but we're coming to the realization that that's going to be a big pill to swallow. So while we do that, we can have a discussion about that if you'd like.
Okay,
And-
so when we met last and then we approved it, and then they were sending it to TxDOT and the FAA, or did it go to TxDOT first and then the FAA?
Yeah, it made it through TxDOT,
Okay,
and
I
it's
just wanna
at
make
the
that
FAA. If you remember, Tony said he had six or seven other ALPs at the FAA, and the oldest one was like 6 or 7
6
months.
months, yeah, okay.
So that's kind of where we're at.
So it made it through TxDOT, and now we're waiting on the FAA. Okay,
Correct.
just to keep it.
Correct.
All right.
And so in the meantime, I'm working on the property. I did apply for a federal grant earlier this month for the terminal. It's the airport terminal grant that the feds put out. It was due by January 15th, and I got it in. That's a highly competitive grant, and we aren't positioned well in that ours isn't shovel ready. And
We
so
are or
we
are
are not shovel
Are not?
ready. No,
Okay.
no detailed design's been done. We just have a plan. We can check the box that we have it on the plan, but we can't say it's shovel ready. And so didn't mean we can't apply and ask. So I got that in. We've got the bond money, quite a bit of bond money sitting there. But the reality is that we, we're millions and millions of dollars short of that project. And so we have a particular stakeholder who wants to invest and donate into a terminal project. And so, his contingents has approached us about alternatives or interim solutions. And so we've kind of been working behind the scenes to try to come up with alternatives that could possibly and what I want to focus on tonight primarily is a place to park large aircraft. We are very, very limited right now on how many larger corporate charter jets we can park. In some scenarios, we get 3 where we don't have room for anything else. I mean, any more than that, you got to start stacking them in with a tug, which, you know, we don't have yet. We've got one on order, but so primarily tonight, I would like to get advice from you on the concept for an expanded apron off of our main apron today. Put some pavement down out there to accommodate the growth we're expecting in larger aircraft, and not only place to park them, but give them more maneuvering space and release some congestion.
Can you show us where that is?
Yeah, so that slide, that's the airport layout plan as it is today. That's our existing conditions there off what we call it the main ramp. This was the airport layout plan of that area. And this is a very crude early one step above crayon drawing of a concept of that same area being transformed.
Will you go back one so I can? Okay. Okay, go ahead now. There we go.
Essentially paving everything from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, the focus, the first focus being the pavement, and so the dark black area would be an expanded ramp. You know, our you can't see it under here, but you know, the existing ramp is under this. So the black expands it all the way to the east, allowing for, you know, I would venture to say triple the amount of large aircraft parking that we have today, plus giving them the ability to self-park rather than having to be tugged and towed into spots. And the good thing about the paving all that is, you know, in years down the road, when we, you know, in all this, I think it's the sentiment, and this is all very early, and I apologize for the lack of details. It's just all evolving. So, but as of now, I don't think we're proposing to do anything else with where the terminal was developed in the ALP. We're going to keep working on that. If we don't build it, our predecessors will, is my motto. We're not trying to do anything else with that, but
This solves a problem.
this solves an immediate problem and one we see coming, and puts us in position to accommodate that growth. If we don't, I mean, our runway can accommodate, landing a jet every 3 minutes, but if we got nowhere to park them,
Yeah, it doesn't-
they're not going to come, one
And
time.
if they can't get in and out, they're not gonna come either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
But having a place for them to park, in particular, a lot of them are very particular about us handling their aircraft with a tug. And so if the more pavement we can put out to where the more they can self-park, pull in, pull out, they're gonna be a lot happier. I mean, we've got some operators that just won't let us touch the airplanes. I don't mind, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're $30-40 million aircraft, so. This would buy us, but it doesn't occupy the land for other uses in the future per se. It's just pavement, per se. If we wanted to go back, and we did build the big terminal, and it was like, what are we doing with all this pavement over here now? And we don't want it to be paved anymore. You can cut it out and put the buildings, back there if we want to later. We're not having to tear out buildings and do a lot of things. It's just pavement. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's just pavement.
So what is not cheap?
To pave a large area.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any numbers
Well,
yet, I assume.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
Okay.
it could be well north of $1 million worth of pavement,
Oh, yeah.
maybe closer to 2. what you see in black. Plus, because you got to include the design, the drainage. You're not seeing the drainage infrastructure. The area in the blue to the west was designated as stormwater detention on the ALP. This would feed right into that. We think the engineers would have to tell us for sure. So
What is the Hunter Green on the north side?
that is just a concept of a grass buffer.
So you would take out the taxiway going to our hangar?
Well,
It could be painted pavement. It
we,
could be
we're
painted-
this concept is just a concept. Proposes to connect you to the taxiway here, so to not mix the training traffic with the general aviation traffic, with either expanded parking or run-up area, whatever you want to call this.
I mean, I like the idea of that taxiway being wide going there to the west, because that gets it really wide. Follow me?
It's wide
Yeah,
enough to
I didn't
pass.
envision.
Wide enough to pass, probably.
Yeah, I didn't particularly envision it as widening the taxiway as much as
But
I
it's-
did as extra parking or more probable as run-up area, because the students have been running up in this area.
Yeah.
If we've got 4 or 5 jets parked there, possibly this becomes a run-up area.
Because I might want to just pave all of it.
That's what I was saying.
Get
You
your
could,
Why
checkbook
don't just
out.
pave all of
you
it?
could pave all of it.
Well,
and
there
then-
was concern that how do we keep the
Well,
traffic
but-
separated?
You paint it.
Huh?
Some of the initial conversation was to get, minimizing jet blast on the small airplanes.
Yeah, this creates a distance buffer.
And I certainly get that, you know, I just, you go everywhere else and they do it.
Which
Don't-
HCH had on John.
I am, but I'm just saying, you go everywhere else and they do it. That's all I'm saying. So anyway,
Yeah, that's what that is. And so, and I don't want to focus on it, but the pink square could possibly be the an interim terminal location that would be right on this ramp. I put it in there just to kind of show you how there would be room for call it interim, call it phase 1 term, or whatever you want to call it, but it's not on the ALP, but this would,
So is the red the fuel farm now?
the red is the fuel farm now, the orange is the fuel truck barn, and
Okay.
the blue is the equipment shed we have. So
So do you have enough room in there if you build a building there for access? It's already tight.
where are you talking about?
From this building,
That would be grass area, the existing grass area.
Where the pink
Yeah.
square is on the, it's currently just grass.
It's just grass, yeah.
okay.
Wouldn't park airplanes up in that narrow neck if you did this at all.
right, and I show a little tag there in front of the fuel farm to give a little more room there. But again, this is just a concept. I mean,
So, okay, the city would pave all of this? Is that, and what does that do to our original plan, I guess?
It solves,
What's-
I think it solves an immediate problem without
That
hampering future development, because
Yeah, it
this
doesn't
is a
impact it.
customer service thing and a safety thing as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, may I address whenever you get time? I can
Yeah,
address on my part.
let me ask these and then we'll come to you, Shannon.
Does it affect the hangars that were gonna be put there anyway? If you're gonna put a bunch of cement on it?
No, he's already addressed that.
Okay.
We can do what we need to.
the
Okay.
truth is I mean,
Go
I don't
back one,
think
yeah.
we were gonna allow these hangars to be developed while we're using this as our main route.
Right.
Not a-
That was a second, that was.
That
a
would be
second.
after the terminal was moved out
Relocated.
there, we would open the gate for that development.
All right.
Yeah, it solves an immediate, because, I mean, and I shared this at our last couple meetings, is that TxDOT has us on the books to help us, $600,000, it's not much, but with the terminal, but that funding doesn't hit till 28, and we asked for it last December, not a month ago, a year and a month. At the same time, we asked for help with the proposed permanent terminal apron. That did not make the cut at the time. I'm being told the best that would be considered would be probably 2030. And so, like I said, just circling back, the reality is between the mounting, the estimates being high, and the long-term grant funding scenario, that we're looking and are expecting a donor to participate highly in this, if not all of it, at solving an interim solution over the next 4 or 5 years.
And this doesn't really set our plan back, at least from what we were gonna do with the
Don't think so.
plan that we've already,
The plan is, the plan's set back because it takes so long to get everything done.
I think if we can minimize the amount of local fund, city funds, bond funds on this, I can look at you now and say it doesn't compromise.
that's what
So,
I'm
yeah,
asking,
yeah.
that's what I wanna know.
I
Like,
haven't,
okay,
those details haven't, the full funding hasn't been flushed out. We felt it was important to bring this to you, and I apologize that all the details like that aren't worked
No,
out.
that's okay,
But
I'm just,
this is one of those, I mean, we bring you FBO agreements that are practically done and just asked you to approve them, but this was big, and we wanted to bring it to you early, but when we bring it to you early, we don't have answers
I
to all
get
the
it,
questions.
I understand.
I would think our goal would be to maximize the donor funds on this.
And solve a problem
well,
right now.
It's
Like
our
we-
problem, and not only that, the more donor funds we use, the more private money we use, the faster it'll go in general. A lot less red tape, and then,
So, is there a time frame? I know I might be asking early, but like,
I think the initial conversations, they're very infant, but were to try to design and construct the pavement portion of this concept this summer while the airport was closed.
that's what I was
And
getting at.
that would
Okay.
minimize disruption for local and transient air traffic, and just be that, maybe even piggyback with the contractor, I don't know.
Okay,
But
so I just didn't know if it could be done that quickly, because it would be nice if we're gonna be shut down. I
Yeah,
mean,
I-
it'd be
I-
nice not to have all the coming and going and,
right.
you know,
That's the
at the
goal, it
same.
sounds like.
Yeah, I circle back to if
I mean, I'm
the
just
more,
asking,
if we
is
can
that-
privately fund this, I think, and locally engineer it, I think we
That's
have a
realistic.
chance
Okay.
for the pavement. I'm just
Okay.
talking about the pavement.
Okay.
And the drainage, and there's gonna be some drainage for sure, underneath that pavement. That's the early conceptual goal.
Okay.
If you guys advise to pursue this, or that you're open to pursuit of this, we would bring back a more polished presentation, design perhaps with estimates, and I'll let you offer advice on a more detailed plan.
I mean, I'm not seeing any negative to this,
Let's see what
but we
Shannon's
haven't
got to
talked
input.
about.
I'm
Well,
sure
let's
he's
let
got-
everybody,
Yeah.
Jason, no,
Yeah.
Taylor, you got
I
anything?
think it's a need that we need to pursue.
Okay,
Same. I mean, if it helps more corporate jets come in without causing a headache to them with some of those customers with the $30 million planes, I think we should be accommodating to them, because they might potentially help us long term with the expansions that we're looking at later on, especially if they're happy with the airport. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm in favor of it. I did have a question, Colin, just circling back quickly to the airport terminal grant. You applied to that. Is there a cap on when you can apply again, or how many times you can apply again?
It has been annually.
Okay, so it's an annual, okay.
Yeah, I don't,
So we have a good chance at possibly being able to get that grant down the road if we're more
Well,
shovel ready
I-
for that terminal.
there's a chance, but I believe that the number of years this will be available is dwindling. This actually is a remnant of a Biden infrastructure
Yes,
act.
sir.
And so that's dwindling quickly. I don't mean to be discouraging, but it's a very highly competitive grant. You can go online and see who has received that grant,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, but that is the terminal grant. Otherwise, TxDOT will give you $600,000 and pat you on the head and say, have fun. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
What are the other airports doing that we're not doing in relation
Timing.
to grants?
I would say timing more than anything.
yeah, they were just ahead of us. just to have it ahead of us, more progressive. I can't speak to the dynamic situation at every airport.
Who's writing the grant? Do we have a grant writer or?
We do not. I'm filling out the application myself.
Colin, you're looking at him.
When you look at the list, this is Austin Bergstrom. I mean, this is DFW Denton. You can just imagine why they're ahead of us. I mean, they've got a staff of. My textile planner told me one of those Denton or McKinney or some, maybe Rusty knows.
McKinney's just done a lot.
Rusty's gone. Okay, anyway, he goes up there a lot, but they've got, I think what he said, they've got, one of those airports has a staff of 14 people that all they do is focus on development and grants and stuff. So, so that's your answer. We're just not, we're not there. Yeah.
Ricky, did you have anything to add before?
No, I don't have any
Okay.
questions.
And again, we're my primary focus today is the pavement, but the building would dovetail after that if things went well and the details got worked out. But I don't have any details ironed out on that yet.
Okay.
So it just other than the potential looks like it exists for an opportunity there if we so choose to grab it.
Shannon? You want,
Just quick. I don't have a lot more to add than what Colin. Do the name, say who you are.
Yeah, go
whatever.
ahead,
So,
please.
Shannon Conklin lives somewhere in Nacogdoches. 3516 Churchill Drive. Thank you guys for serving. Appreciate it very much. Just to expound on what he's doing, I've been given the latitude to speak on behalf of the donor. The donor is very excited about trying to get this going quickly and working with the city and potentially funding a big chunk of it, or if not all of it. We'll see. That's up to him and that group. But the idea is what Colin expressed. The airport, future airport layout plan and terminal expansion and runway, any of the runway work, we're looking 2030 probably, before you really see any kind of, and you, if you think a better date, it's a long way away, right? You've got, I've met with TxDOT heads and the leadership. I've met with their elected officials. You've got, most of the money's going to have to come through the state of Texas, be appropriated through the state of Texas. State of Texas doesn't meet until the legislative session doesn't start until in 2027. Then appropriations won't probably hit until the end of that year or into 2028. And then you've got a whole list of things that have to be accomplished between then before the shovel hits the ground. So you're looking a long time away. You've got the continued growth of SFA as just the institution. You've got businesses that are coming in Nacogdoches. You've got the golf course, which historically through his research, Colin's research, has shown that the jet traffic and aircraft traffic at the airport in other like scenarios where these golf courses have gone in, same group, same company, has, I don't know what the numbers are, but significantly increased the needs on the airport with activity and airplanes. Colin's already stated, and most of you who are involved with the airport or been there know that we have limited space there. So all that said, there needs to be an interim solution at the end of the day that doesn't compromise the ALP, but gives us an opportunity to address the needs that we have today that's real and tangible and something that we can see coming at us. And that's where we have a donor that can do this. That will step in and do a large part of it, if not all of it, but a big chunk of it. The city's got to put in some here too, maybe. But step in and give us a solution with a tarmac. That's the reason behind it. The idea was too, as this kind of came apart, this was born out of seeing the fact over the past few months, meeting with the city, other stakeholders, community stakeholders, seeing that we're not going to see a new terminal and a new tarmac out near the runway as in the ALP for a number of years for obvious reasons. And so we need to do something in the interim not to lose traffic to Russ County, you would lose it to Gregg County Airport or Lufkin. So, we want to stay ahead of Lufkin as well. And this interim solution was born probably over the last, Colin, 60 days or so, 30, 60 days, very quickly. So I know the city is a little bit more limited in what they can say. I can throw stuff out there, whether it sticks or not, doesn't matter. But so this interim solution was born, gives us an opportunity to have the tarmac. address the jet traffic that comes in and any other ancillary traffic that may come into Nacogdoches through just growth and people visiting our community, and allows us the time and runway, pun intended, to address the ALP, the future actual build out, in a time and fashion that suits the city of Nacogdoches and the stakeholders. So that's the intent behind it. Yes, the idea would be, and the goal of the donor is, let's get this going, let's get the engineering plans and studies, let's get everything done so we can maybe piggyback on the contractor when they're here, whoever that is. Hopefully it's a local contractor that's vested in our community, but we can piggyback on that contractor to do this work as well during this shutdown. And then we can come out on the other side of it late this year, early 2027, with a completely new face at the airport. So, anything from me?
Anybody? No?
Got a wife texting me to go to dinner.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank-
guys. Thank
and
you again.
thank you,
I appreciate
Shannon.
it. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Yep.
Thank you.
I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing any negative reason. I mean, I know you don't have all the details, Colin. I know we don't know what the city would be invested in, but if it doesn't really slow our long-term goals down, I can't imagine that this is not a win for the airport.
What do you need from us? General consensus, or you need to vote? There's nothing to vote on,
We're
really.
not really voting on anything.
We're just taking advice. If you don't have any advice,
I mean, I think our advice is, this sounds
Fast.
great, get us,
try to make it work out.
yeah, I mean, I know the city would need to be invested at some part of this. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want a bunch of our future to be taken away to do the interim. But if we have the ability to do something that serves an immediate need while the airport's already closed, I can't imagine it's not a win-win. I mean,
What has to happen between now and June when the shutdown happens in order
A
for
lot.
this
Well,
to happen? 'Cause
We're
I mean,
taking-
we're definitely under time crunch.
yeah,
aren't we?
we're taking this same presentation basically to the city council this coming Tuesday. It's not an action item on the agenda, but it is on the regular agenda as a presentation. We'll do the same presentation essentially, that we're doing to you tonight. Just as a heads up, this is something we're looking into, and make sure they're not against any of it either, and that we can answer the questions we can answer.
and it doesn't really change our plan. I mean,
it's-
honestly. It
If we
doesn't.
don't spend a lot of the money we have in the piggy bank on it, I don't, no, I think, not the pavement, no,
But, I mean,
No.
payment's payment.
right, drainage, pavement's pavement, and I think it sets up opportunities in the future if we do build the terminal to do something else with this area. Who knows, but,
I mean, my
No, I
advice
don't-
is, I like it.
I think if we're careful not to, I don't know that it compromises, and you're just, anyway. I don't know if it compromises our future grant funding. They may say, hey, that y'all already got an apron, this airport doesn't, we're gonna shift those grant monies. I don't know. I can't answer those
Yeah, that's
questions. I can speculate all night long, but
But we don't have them now.
The flip side of that is if we don't do something to capture the
Yeah.
potential traffic, actually, I would say the known traffic that's coming, we're gonna lose out on those
yeah,
numbers.
they're gonna get accustomed to going somewhere else.
And those numbers are what we need
Yeah.
to help us with the next
I
part.
think we can accommodate them. Parking for their aircraft is our weakest point right now.
Agreed, yeah. Everybody knows
Yes,
that.
our facilities aren't bright and shiny as everybody else's. It's better than a lot. I get a lot of compliments, but size wise and modernness is not an asset. But we have we
do.
have a lounge, we have an FBO, and so I do not have enough pavement. I feel strongly about that. So it would go to an engineer for design, to answer your question, Jason, and that should time out if the momentum keeps going and the donor stays is gun ho as he is now. That I kind of been in that bit. I think it's practical that we could make that deadline. Will it start the same day exactly? I don't know. It's not quite as big a project, so
Right.
it probably doesn't have to. But yeah, I think after having the presentation with council, we'll have enough confidence to move forward with an engineer and get real conceptual design type drawings and estimates, and bring that back to y'all, to the council, for the kind of the final advice and the final approvals. And have a lot more answers to questions, particularly on the funding, hopefully by then.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and move on to E, and Colin, that's you again. You're gonna give us airport events, operations, and projects. Go.
Yes, thank you. Just kind of been a while since we met, so I want to kind of update you on some of the projects and events. So, Kite Fest, I think you're all on my email list. That's been slated for April 12th. All the approvals are in except from TxDOT and the FAA, but we anticipate those will come in as usual. Everything's set up to be in the same location, same everything as we've been doing. The rain out date for that will be the following Sunday. Were any of y'all out there last year?
I missed it.
Yeah, it was pretty messy.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be looking harder at the rain out date after learning that lesson. It's very hard to turn that ship around.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of volunteers, a lot of
Yeah.
reservations.
And it's a great event.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
I think it's a
Yeah.
great event.
So we're praying for better weather and hoping we don't have to move it, but the following weekend, the following Sunday would be the rain out date. I hope you've all gotten my email about the runway taxiway paving project. I laid out where we're at on that. It's out for bid right now. Our pre-bid meeting for this week got canceled because of the ice storm. It's rescheduled for this coming Tuesday. That's the chance for the contractors to ask questions before they put their bid in.
Okay.
Bids will be due whenever the email said. I think it's early March or no, probably actually sometime in February. And then TxDOT takes them a couple months to process that and issue an award and a notice to proceed. Our start date is still tentatively and strong on that date is the May 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, and so anyway, any questions that my email didn't answer about that project? Okay. And depending how bids come in, of course, is depending how much we're going to get to do and really that has to do with whether we overlay the taxiway or just fog seal it. So I've explained in the past. Got another little side project. We are trying to extend fire protection to the backside of the airport towards the Bright Hangar. It's probably 1,200 feet or 1,600 feet of an extension if we can afford it all. We met with an engineer about it last week. We're also aiming to construct that water line extension during this same summer period while the airport's closed. And it would essentially probably wrap behind Fleckenstein's hangar and then head south. The goal is to get it as close as we can to the potential box hangar development area around the Bright Hangar. We have a couple of individuals that have been waiting for that's really what they're waiting for. Everything else is basically there. We're waiting for fire water. Fire department's not allowing the hangars to be built till there's fire protection. It was budgeted this year and it's moving forward.
Fixing the leak they got right now.
No, we don't ever fix leaks. Yeah.
Wouldn't be our airport. With another one.
Yeah. But that's all I have. Do y'all have any questions about what's going on out there, or?
You said something about a hangar just now, like pending to be made. It's already contracted to be built, and the fire department stops it, or are you saying just hypothetically that you already have a hangar already planned out, ready to go, somebody to build it?
Jack, do you wanna?
Yeah, there's a whole process. When someone comes to me to build a hangar, we got a checklist, and we've worked our way down that checklist with a couple of private individuals who want to build
Okay.
large box hangars.
Awesome.
And we've been working with them for, go on, Jack, tell me, how long we've been working on this?
Been over 2 years. Yeah.
Nah, come on now.
I was gonna say 3, but yeah.
We had a pre-development meeting with the parties, quite some time ago, and, the fire extension was the limit. So
Good thing though.
we had to get it budgeted and approved, and we're moving forward. But are we under contract? No. Are we working with these two developments? Yes, we're
Good.
still working with them. And as we would with, kind of a first come, first served type thing. But there is no other development going on in support of hangar development, and that may be something we need to visit with in the future.
Yeah.
Because there really aren't, after these two get built, there's no places where there's pavement frontage, fire protection, electric. I mean, in some cases, they're gonna have to move fences, do some grading, extend utilities, so, those who wanna build hangars after these two are gonna have quite an investment if we put it on them to do it, so. It's just one of the realities.
Well, it's a big hangar storing a very expensive product.
Yeah.
So guess it should be a big investment.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just building a hangar is very expensive.
Yeah.
And so depending on your situation,
Yeah.
it's whether you can swallow extending taxiways, moving fences and stuff like that it's all relevant to who's doing the development, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm not familiar with that process. I do have a couple parties that are interested in investing into the hangars, but I do not know like the P&Ls behind it. I don't know anything about that other than my own private research. So maybe this is.
Yeah, and there are folks that go to airports and develop hangar pods.
Yeah.
More than one for resale or for lease. And so, as our plan gets advertised and we start extending utilities, it may attract those kind of people.
Well, I might want to sit down with one of you guys in the board just to kind of understand better for my own pitching wise to some of the parties I'm talking to about it, because my best interest is in the airport expanding. That's really all I care about, and then the growth of the city and accommodating to more people using the airport. But as far as, like I said, the numbers and stuff like that, I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with. So, but that's maybe off the record.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a week hardly goes by that we don't get a call about hangars.
Yeah,
Sometimes for rent, a lot of times to build. So it's there's a demand, but I can't quantify that demand per se.
Supply and demand first is
Yeah.
actually a good thing. So it's a good investment for some people. So that's good. Good to hear.
All right, anything else for Colin?
Will you, let us know what the city council says Tuesday? I would be very interested to know what their reaction is to.
Okay. Yeah. It'll the video of the meeting should be posted on the city website afterwards, but I can try to remember to send y'all an email just to.
Yeah, just.
I suspect it'll be like, y'all, no action, Yahoo, let's go. But if it's anything other than that, I
And
can
it
let you know.
You can email me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay,
That's good enough.
right. All right.
I don't need a paragraph.
Jack, did you wanna, you have something?
Yes, please. Madam Chair,
Can you come forward,
may I
please?
offer a public opinion?
Sure.
Madam
Mr.
Chair,
Gaynor, your disturbance, tumultuous behavior, noise, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Madam Chair, you look wonderful again tonight. John, you're as beautiful as ever.
I can't help it.
The rest of y'all.
Can you state your name, please?
I would like to offer an opinion on those two box hangers that are going. I didn't mean to sound snippet with the 2-year thing. I know it's a process, but Valor Aviation and a collaborator working on the second hangar are still very interested in continuing those efforts. Our last meeting with the city council was over a year ago, I believe, year-ish ago. Plans have been presented then, engineering studies have been done, and we were stopped. We can build, but we cannot occupy it. So really doesn't help us. But just want to make sure to get on the record that Valor Aviation and the collaborator under Dr. Shambai is still interested in those. I think they're X and Z or Y and Z, whatever they're marked as. Anyway, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
John.
Give you a half hour to quit.
All right, anybody else have anything for Colin? Anybody? Ricky? No?
Nope.
And thank you for the sign stuff.
Sure.
I like it. Very good. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second? All in favor?
Ah.
Audio?